Welcome back, practice community members. Welcome to your monthly message and welcome to the month of May. I love May. In Portland, there's this funny little thing that happens where it gets a little bit hot in May before what we call January comes back around and rains for a long, long time. And all the flowers bloom and bud. This is the month when I plant and garden, and you start to feel like that summer heat is on its way. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you are enjoying whatever season you're in. This month, we're going to focus on how to create clients with integrity and ease. Two really important pieces for me in client creation is doing so integrally and easefully, which is not always the thing it feels like for a lot of us. If you were here last month or joined us last month in the Coach Program Design Workshop, then we are working on putting together really powerful and impactful program design. But once we do that, we gotta give it to people, right? So the next step is client creation, and that's what we're going to talk about for the entire month. In addition, our masterclass in May is on this very same topic. That's on May 25th. And our free challenge on how to do your own People First project is coming back the very beginning of June. Here's a quote to kick us off for the month from Douglas Adams. I hope you all know who Douglas Adams is. And he said, to give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is sincerity and integrity. When we are creating clients, that is our demonstration of our service, not only in the lead up to creating clients, the actual client creation process, whatever that is for you, and then the actual using of your service. So the actual delivery of your products and programs, whatever that looks like for you. And I want to be clear that in today's message and in the months to come, I'm not going to talk about sales or selling. That is a very particular and important aspect of client creation, but it's not the whole container. And we have a half-day workshop on that coming up later in the summer. Today and this month, we're mostly focused on the containers you have created and are available all the time to create clients with and through, and to have set the intention for those spaces very clearly, and to make sure that we are using them in the way that we coach. So we're creating clients in the very same way that we serve clients. For me, they're one and the same. Here's the million-dollar question that I continue to ask myself. I know you all have asked yourself. The number one question posed by a service business is, how do I get clients? No clients often means no income, but a heavy dose of stress and anxiety about where your next client is going to come from. Because what you're really saying is, where is my next paycheck going to come from? We may not want it to be about that. I hope that it isn't always about that, because a lot of us ring the bell of being in service with a lot of pride. I know I do. And it's also my job. And so if I'm not functionally serving clients and working with them in agreements and contracts and getting to fulfill what it is I do, I know that I'm also not fulfilling my bank account. And that can also be really stressful, because not only am I not getting to use what I spent so many years practicing and getting great at, I also don't have a job. And when we are strapped for cash or stressed about the client creation process, unfortunately, it trickles down into that process and can make it a heck of a lot harder. And so when we are keeping that question top of mind, how do I create clients? And I don't say attract, I don't say convince, right? Client creation is a really specific process. Let's look at the difference between creating clients through relationships and creating them through platforms. I am a big fan of one. I'm not a big fan of the other. So let's look at relationships. Coaching is relational work. If you desire to have one-on-one clients, work with small groups, host workshops or retreats, and grow your income, then you need to increase what I call your relational value. Relationships require connection, conversation, support, mutuality, and agreement, and clearly defined expectations. And if you have a high relational value with any one person in your community or network, whatever that is for you, then you have a higher probability of getting to serve that person not only powerfully, but long-term, and being paid to do so. Now let's look at the opposite of that, which is creating clients through platforms. A platform such as Instagram, Facebook, podcasts, email campaigns are not two-sided exchanges. And while they deliver value, they do not create relationships. A platform serves to share your message, you know, pronounce your vision to the world, but it is not a client creating space, and it should only validate a relationship, not attempt to forge one or to convert one, which is not a term I'm a huge fan of, but for the sake of this, I think it's important to impress upon you. We do not convert clients in platform spaces. Let's look at 3 tenets of a relational business. There's a couple more that I'll share in the masterclass, but these I think are the key. These are the ones that if we're not doing these, nothing else is going to matter when it comes to client creation. And I say tenets as philosophies, principles, the thing that I'm always doing and always keeping top of mind. Number 1 is relationships. We've already touched on it, but I cannot express this enough. A successful coaching business requires strong bonds, relational value, rapport, and trust. And none of this is created through broadcasting or advertising, but through inviting and demonstrating your value over time. That part is key, over time, consistently, because no client is ever created outside of a relationship. And I'd also go on to say that no coaching client is created outside of a coaching conversation. And so we have to continually ask ourselves, and that's one of the tasks I'll give you in this month's message, how can I create more relational value? Every day I ask myself, how can I create relational value today? Number 2 is slow down. Slow way down. Forget that you're selling anything. Remember what you're aiming to create with any one person. How much time do you honestly need in these conversations, these client creating conversations, to demonstrate your process and demonstrate to the client what they're capable of? Because I can tell you, for me, it is not much less than 2 hours. Every time I'm in a client creation conversation, it's a big chunk of my day. So we need to be asking ourselves, what is the minimum amount of space I need to be effective? And am I giving that to myself? And tenet 3, invite. One of the greatest myths in growing a successful coaching business is that your clients are created through promotions. They're not. I want to save you a lot of time and effort and energy right now. They're not created through platforms or promotions. They're created through invitations. And we have to remember the power of one invitation, one conversation at a time. So ask yourself, what are all the ways I can invite someone to a single conversation? And I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean quite literally, what are all the ways? And in this month's masterclass, I'll share my favorite ways. There are several that I use regularly and consistently to keep my practice full. And these are not exceptional to me. These are very easy things to engage with that don't cost you any money. They're not promotional or marketing or advertising. They're creative and integral ways to invite people to experience your work and potentially invite them to be a long-term client. So my invitation for you this month is to do a relational audit. You have to ask yourself, with every place you exert energy, effort, and show up and share, will this action increase my relational value? Everything you're doing, sending an email, making an invitation, creating a program, launching something on social media, wherever you choose to show up, will this single action increase my relational value? If yes, keep doing it. In fact, you may want to ask yourself if you're doing it enough. And if no, stop, full stop, because it's not going to change tomorrow magically. It's not going to give you a different result than it's been giving you. And we have to be really honest with ourselves about that. So if you want to join us in this month's masterclass, it is on how to create clients with ease and integrity. It's on Tuesday, May 25th from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Pacific time via Zoom. All my masterclasses are live. They're also pay what you can. So if you are ready to create more powerful relationships with your people and work with your dream clients, come hang out with us for this 90-minute class. Remember that masterclass attendees also get 30-day unlimited access, not only to the masterclass you purchased, but every masterclass that's come before it. So you get 30 days of access to a ton of content from the last few years. And then join us for a free challenge in June, how to run your people first project. If you're ready to fill your practice with your dream clients in no less than 90 days, but no more than 90 days, then come hang out with us June 1st through the 8th inside the practice community. I will be sure that you are in the loop and know how to sign up for that challenge. It is free. It is 8 days. I will teach you the principles and the basics of how I run my people first projects, of all the, I guess, strategies you could say that I use as a relational business. This is my most favorite and the one that's been the most successful. And this is an introduction to the longer course that we ran last year that is available for purchase at the other side of this challenge. All right, y'all, have an incredible May. I hope it's blooming and bright and sunny wherever you are. And as always, I'll see you inside the community. Take care.